I'm so fucking mad because I just did a 20-minute Q&A and my mic was muted the entire time. But anyways, what's up guys? MaNiaC here. Today I will be doing a Q&A. I'm going to try to get in as many questions as I can, so let's just get right into it. First, I'm going to start by answering some generic questions, like how did I get my gamer tag, what button settings do I use, what was my first event, blah blah blah. How did I get my gamer tag MaNiaC? I do not really remember. The only thing I'm remembering is back in the day, my gamer tag was Ultimate Slayer. Obviously, I'm just not going to go pro with that. My next gamer tag was Too Fresh, and that's just gay. I remember around that time I was getting into the MLG scene and stuff like that, and I felt like everyone's gamer tag was kind of just one word, like Saiyan, Nated, Legit, Neighbor, Walshy. So I think I saw all those and just wanted a one-word gamer tag. Tried to think of something cool, I guess. MaNiaC came up somehow. I think it kind of fit me back in the day. I was a 13-year-old little rager on Halo 2. Broke a lot of controllers, a lot of XBL headsets. And as the older I got, I think it fits me even more because most nights I think I am going insane. Next question is, what is my button layout? It is bumper jumper, 4 cents, no vibration, default, none of the southpaw fucking weird stuff. And what was my first event? My first event was MLG Charlotte 2007. Alright, let's get right into the questions on Twitter. First question is from Chad Yazzie, and I will be saying the Twitter names, and I will be trying to cut out a little slit in a picture and put it into the editing. I do not know, I suck at editing, but I will try to do this. So I will be saying the names and try to have a picture along with me answering the questions. Anyways, Chad Yazzie asked, what was your favorite Halo to ever play? My favorite was Halo 3. And he said that I did not, because my favorite was Halo 2 Classic. I guess I now have to say because Halo 2 Anniversary came out. But my favorite Halo was Halo 2, and it was the Halo 2 Classic version. Why? Because it was probably just because of the ranks. I would get off of school and probably play from 4 to 2 a.m. every single night. I was completely addicted. I was able to play some of the top pros and ranked all the time. Pretty much every night I was matching against them because the ranking system was so good and was so skill-oriented. Halo 3 was a great game. It might have been my most fun times because Halo 2 was so stressful with the ranked playlists and stuff. Halo 3, though, I would say is my second. Probably because I did place my best placings in that game, and stuff like the LAN network and traveling and all that was just great time. Second question from Stoney_HT. How many championships have you won, and which was the most memorable and why? Unless I am slow in the head, I believe I've only won 2. That is the MLG 2009 National Champs and the ESL event just recently for Halo 2 Anniversary. Which was the most memorable and why? Definitely the 2009 MLG Championship, because the competition was so high. Everyone was online every single day practicing, and Halo 3 was just such a great game. Why not the H2A event? Because no one even had the game yet. No one was practicing. It was kind of a random win. So yeah, definitely the MLG 2009 champ. Next question from Honest O Fan. Is Lethal as annoying IRL as he is on Twitter? Yes and no. He is annoying in real life, but not in the way that he is on Twitter. I think it is just the social media. Well, kind of in real life he can be an asshole, but I think just in social media he really is. He'll be on Skype with me at the same time and be tweeting me shit just to try to embarrass me on social media. He can agree with me on Skype, he can be my friend on Skype, but you'll look at social media like Twitter and he'll just be talking shit just to try to get people to turn against you. And I know it's just out of good fun and in his weird little sick brain, but yeah, I guess that's just him. MLG Ace asks, what are your honest opinions of your 3 teammates' ability? Great question there, Ace. Aaron, I think you are one of the best players in the game when you are on fire. I guess sometimes you just derp. As far as Assault, if he puts in the time and focuses on really trying his hardest to improve, I do believe he is definitely a top player. In Flamesword, I know some people might disagree with me because they do hate on him, but I do think Flamesword is a good player, and I do think what he does is underrated. Alright, DDoubleA asks, what are the biggest mistakes you see top AM teams make that hold them back from breaking out and threatening pros? This is a shitty generic answer, but I think just challenging, knowing when to challenge and when not to challenge. I feel like a lot of amateur teams play scared and don't play how they normally would against a top team, and I think that holds them back. The best thing you can do, I believe, is just realize your mistakes in game, stop blaming your teammates, and really just focusing on how you can improve. Start realizing your mistakes. But what you don't want to be doing is thinking about these mistakes and stuff in game. You do want to take advantage of practice and realize these mistakes in game. But I think what you don't want to be doing in game is focusing on what you're doing. I think you kind of just want to naturally play. I think a lot of people tend to think too much, and that'll sway whether they make this decision or that decision, and it kind of just fucks up their game rather than just trying to naturally focus in on the game and let their instincts really take over. Instinct_RTS, how did you convince your parents for you to go to your first event? Also, may I get a follow? I don't think I really had to do much convincing for my mom to take me to my first event. It was in Charlotte, and she did drive me there. It's like a 7-8 hour drive. I think she just wanted a vacation as well, so she kind of just drove me there, and while I did the gaming thing, she went off and did her little spas or whatever. And but I don't think I had to do much convincing like I think a lot of other people do. As far as flying, I think she kind of trusted me. I guess I showed a little bit of maturity for her to trust me doing that. I didn't have a lot of problems like I think some kids do. Silent X Phantom X asks, would you consider moving to the Optic House for streaming and more YouTube for its internet? I think for me to really move in, I'm not sure if they'd mind if I just moved in by myself, but I'm not sure if I'd want to unless it was with my team or full team, or at least 3/4 of my team, or unless Formal lived there because he is one of my best friends online. But yeah, I just feel a little weird, I think, moving in by myself and just like chilling with Nade Shot and shit. Hooga Thug 18 asks, you mentioned your parents not approving of you playing video games competitively at your age. Have they always felt that way? It's really only my mom that ever really had a say with my whole Halo competitive career. She would always support me. She'd always watch. She'd always say congrats when I did well and sorry if I didn't. But at the same time, she always tried to convince me to go to school, which I have a few years. But she did always try to convince me just to go to school, get a job, get a career, and get out of the house. Miguel with a bunch of U's and E's asks, who is your favorite player on the team? I'll be honest, my favorite player on the team is Cleet because we do have similar senses of humor, and I think we're just hilarious around one another. I've also known him the longest out of the three. Around Cleet, you're just always guaranteed a funny and good time. Aaron Lockyer 1 asks, have you ever thought about trying to play another FPS game competitively? Yes, I did try switching to COD Ghost whenever Halo was dead and everyone was switching over, like Enable, Formal. I actually did have a team with Lethal and these 2 other Call of Duty players. We were actually pretty good, but during that time my internet was shitting itself, and every single night that I'd signed on, I was skipping, I was lagging. It was just very frustrating to deal with. I think at one point I just couldn't take it any longer and just ended up quitting. But we were actually pretty good. We did do game battles. We did scrim. We played in upset, like top 24, top 16 teams pretty consistently. So we were solid. I think I would have done well if I stuck to it and actually had good internet to play. But at the time my internet was just shitting itself. Alright guys, I'm just going to answer one more question. I am looking at the time and it is 17 minutes long already. I'm not sure how long it's going to be when I edit it, but for reasons like what just happened is I always fuck up on my words and I always fail and I suck at this, so I'm always having to repeat myself, and that's probably why it goes so long. But I'm just going to answer one more question. Too Classy for You asks, what was your first ever Halo LAN like and were you nervous? I do not remember like my first LAN experience. I do remember my first event in Charlotte 07. I'm pretty sure I was nervous, but I was such a tool bag, and I remember getting second round FFA and just being completely upset about that. But in fours, I think I did start off the tournament doing well. I remember in like winners bracket 3 or something, I was such a tool bag that when we were winning, I like put my feet up on the table, because I was just a little 15-year-old queer. But yeah, I don't remember being that nervous. I probably was, but I probably just tried to hide it. So that'll conclude my Q&A. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe because it really does help the channel grow. And I will be trying to put out a video at least a couple times a week. So as always, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later.